Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Stamp and Stencil Savvy. It's a monthly hop where we are primarily focused on using stamps a different way each month. This month it is stamping an image and then cutting it out like a piece of ephemera. And for mine, I've cut these out with a matching coordinating die, and the rest of them I've fussy cut. So, and I've used primarily um, these stamps from Color Study. I've used the florals, the clip, and the tab. And then I used a camera from this set and the OK Smile from Where to Next. And I think I used something from there, or I have these handy in case I want to use them. I stamped the images on a piece of pattern paper that looked like mixed media. I'm using 49 and Market today. It's kind of inspired by a 49 and Market page I saw Julie Taylor make, and it's not a lift. I don't use um, the same design, but it's inspired. I chose pieces to get some of the same effects. And I'm sorry I don't have Julie's page here to show you. Okay, I'm going to use some of these pieces from 49 and Market and just kind of see where I can lay these things in. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't want to cover up that much of the background. And I kind of want to see where this is going to go so I know where to do my stenciling of the coffee rings. So I'm just going to assume that I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to start coloring some of these things in, and I'll come over here and do a couple, and it's going to blend in some of the purple that's already left on the stencils, and that's fine because it's going to make it a little different color of green. So I've got that on there. There's a little bit of stenciling there. I'm going to do another kind of a conglomeration right here and some up here. Let's do that. Okay, now I'm finished stenciling. That was really just to give a little bit of texture and a little different kind of look. I'm gonna get some glue on here. I'm doing some branding strips, and I've ripped this one, and I'm going to overlay it on top of this one and kind of let that texture be there. Okay, I'm going to come do the same thing down here. And I can't wait to see how I just kind of stamped and cut the pieces, but I have no idea how they're going to go on the page. I just assume I'll be able to figure that out on the fly. And this is overlapping that way. Okay, just some, and I'm gonna lay this down. Just gonna kind of put it there, and we'll see where that one got. Almost goes back together like so. And I'm gonna do this, put that there. I'm going to maybe place this a little off kilter, maybe like so, and then I'll put this over here. I like that. I'm just going to kind of put it right there, and then I'll insert this that way. And I have this title, and the title kind of refers to a couple of things. One is that this photo was taken at Ginger's new home, and the other is to the fact that when I'm with Ginger and Susan, it feels like I'm home. It was a very Susan is one of the cousins who I went to San Antonio to visit with. We stayed at her brother John's house, and let's see. I want some foam behind this. I don't want it flat on the page, so I'm gonna place that right there, and we'll see how well I can do to make that, to hide that, the foam. Let's go like this. There. And it kind of raises up. I'm going to place a ticket, a couple of tickets, I think. And I'm going to kind of put that. I've actually got 3 that I could use. I can use that later. Let's see. I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to put a flower there. I'll put this kind of colorful one there. And then I want a leaf like that. Or do I want, let's see, I'm gonna do this here, and I'll put some foam behind it. Obviously I stamped this on an orangey red part, and it picked up some little blue streaks, so I kind of like that there. And then I'm gonna do this here, and where did I want the tickets maybe to go here, and I think that looks better. There, and then let's see if I've got any other. Can that go there? And this can go there. I'm actually going to cut it so I can use the other half of it somewhere. Put that there. And I have that down and that's down. I want to come over here and do a flower here by the camera. I have a chicken because to me, chicken embellishments kind of imply a home out in the country. It's just, it doesn't, that's not what the story has to be about, but I'm going to put this down here, and what I'm doing here is I'm placing this here so that I can use this stamped sentiment that says "This is life" across there, but with a flower. Okay, that is there, and I need I need this to be over here. I moved it without realizing what I was doing, because I think this needs to be here, and this flower needs to kind of overlap both of those. So I'm going to put some foam on the back of the flower, and then we're going to kind of put a few more flowers. We're going to see where we stand with the design. I'm not seeing the vision I had hoped to see. Let's just put it that way. I'm not seeing it. Okay, I've got this that could go right here, but I want something on here. I'm going to write something. This was in March. Let me just put 2025. I'll just leave it at that. There will be a whole section on the road trip, and this will be covered there. So I'm going to put that right there, and I've got this that could be there, let's just say. Or do we want it maybe out this way? And I'll have this one under here, and we'll put another flower there and some of these small ones. Okay, let's get busy here. I'm gonna do this. All right, and then this, I'm gonna put some foam behind it. I'm gonna put a double application of these foam dots. I'm liking it now. It's taken a minute. I'm not crazy about that. I'll figure that out in a second. Let's go here, and then I'm just gonna put liquid glue behind here. Put that there, and I've got another one here. And here. Now I have the chicken. This is a Woody from a wooden embellishment from Bramble Fox. I'm just gonna make it part of this little title cluster here. And I've got another flower. Where do I need one? Oh, it's a pretty blue one. Let's maybe go here with it. And I'm gonna take this and maybe go under here. That'll work for me. I still don't think it's particularly well balanced. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this has kind of run off the page, and so I'm going to tear it. And I'm going to lift up this part of it and move it up. Let me get before I left on my trip, I promised myself that I would order some of the glue that I know dries flat and doesn't have a sheen to it and dries a little quicker and holds a little better. All the things. I promised that I was going to get one of those so that I wouldn't have to work with this glue when I got back home, and I didn't do it, and I'm working with this glue now that I'm back home, and I'm not necessarily liking it. Okay, so now I'm going to add some kind of some other stamping. Let's put it that way. Let me just say I'm kind of doing a little bit of stamping at the corners like this, adding some black accents. I'm going to move that off and put this here, and then that's going to be all smirched, so I'll put that right back. It was smirched, but I put it back. Okay, so I've got that stamping done. I'm going to try a couple of these splats. Let me I'm going to put it there, and I'll do another one up here. Okay. And I think I'm good with it. I had thought about doing some strips up and down there, but I think I won't. And I also had in mind that I would do some leaves. There's one of these leaves that particularly appeals to me, and I'm going to do it because I had the idea and I don't want to give up on it. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, I kind of like that. And let's put some up here. Maybe right there. And I'm going to do another one. Okay, and now I'm going to come back and glue that flower. Let me get that. Okay, there we go. And I guess you couldn't see that. That was off camera. What I was doing was placing this so that these leaves appear to be coming out from underneath. And I'm going to do one more stamp of that leaf right here. There. It'll kind of be part of that cluster. Okay, let me turn it right side up and we'll take one last look. I love that picture of me and Ginger and Susan. It's you know, my 5 cousins next door, like I've said before, are much more like brothers and sisters, and we don't see as much of each other as we should, and hopefully that's fixing to change. And so it was just a wonderful experience to go visit folks, and then the road trip on the way back with Susan and Paul was amazing. So I'm happy with the page, and I hope you're inspired by some ideas. If you don't like coloring in stamped images, stamp them on a colorful background and let them kind of pick up some of the art of the papers that you stamped on, like right here. So I'm happy with this, and I love the 49 and Market quality that gives me the opportunity to do this much stuff on a piece of pattern paper. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.